Hi Katie, well done for winning the competition. I'm in a coffee shop near Russell Square, kind of upstairs. I know the manageress, so she said I can use it to do my readings, whether face to face or video, or when I'm on the computer as well. There may be some like sort of background noise, like they're kind of making coffee downstairs and stuff, so you may hear some bits and pieces and the music in the background. Okay, I'm just going to shuffle now and just focus on your situation around love. Okay, let's take one. So I'll show these to you as they come out so you can see. Okay, Four Pentacles. Whoops. That's flying all over the place, okay? So that kind of means something a bit more, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Next one is Eight of Cups. Next one is the Chariot. So I just moved my stuff out of the way, but Lovers, Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, the Sun, that's a nice card, Hierophant, it's an interesting card, and the King of Cups. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay, I will hold up the cards actually each time I refer to them. Okay, so we've got the Four of Pentacles first of all, which is this card here, and in one sense it can show you kind of been holding things in, even find it hard to let go at times, but there's also a sense of you not showing your cards in some sense, and also I get like some kind of sort of barrier or some kind of sort of screen in front of you. Okay, so there's a sense there's quite a lot going on sort of behind the scenes which a lot of people don't see about you. Okay, with the Eight of Cups, in one sense I can see you kind of moving away from a relationship, okay, in the past. There's quite a lot of sadness on this card, okay. I mean, the moon is over the sun, so kind of sort of blocking out the kind of sort of sunlight. So things weren't quite right, things were kind of incomplete. I mean, the card actually shows you kind of sort of looking now for someone to make your sort of life more complete. It's a very emotional card because it's cups, so it can indicate being more fulfilled like on an emotional level rather than a sort of physical one. So there's a sense of you going out and trying to find someone to fill that gap for you. The Chariot card is very much about movement. It could be about you coming to this country, but more than anything it's very much about moving on, like in a sort of psychological sense. Okay, so there's a sense of something you know, from the past which kind of hurt you sort of deeply, I feel, and there's a sense of kind of sort of moving on from that, okay, and kind of sort of moving forward. There's a sense of kind of sort of letting go, moving from one place, you know, to another. The Lovers card comes in now. Okay, you know, in one sense you can talk about, you know, the relationships you've had in the past. You know, the kind of there's also a sense of like sort of people kind of guys kind of come in and then sort of go in. There may be sort of interest and then they kind of sort of disappear. Something may last a little while, but I'm still being drawn back to the Four Pentacles in the sense there's kind of sort of some kind of shutter or something. Okay, so they can't get past sort of base one, sort of rightly so as well. Okay, so there's a sense, you know, it's going to take a lot for you to kind of sort of trust someone and give them the key to your heart, if you like. Okay, there's a sense, you know, they've got to go through something first so that you can trust them, you can believe what they're saying, and they're not just, you know, after one thing. Okay, you've got to you know, within yourself you've got to realize they want more than that, and they want to get to know you like on an emotional level. They want to get to know your heart, if you like. Okay, but at the same time you don't want to be hurt and you don't want to go through the same things which you've been through in the past. Okay, you want someone sincere, someone who's honest, someone you can trust, someone you can talk to, someone you can open up to, someone you can have spend company with, go to places with, travel together. Okay, so that's where the Lovers card comes in, and then we got the Page of Pentacles here, which is next. So this one very much it, in a sense, shows you've got a lot to give someone. Okay, if you have a look there, it actually shows it's got a woman holding up a sort of pentacle, in the air. You've got a gift to give someone. Okay, you have something inside which you're ready to give someone. Okay, and there's a sense of you kind of shutting off, I feel, as well. I feel you did give this to someone in the past, but now you're kind of holding on to it. In fact, if you look here, holding on to all kind of four there. Okay, so it's a sense of holding on to something, not giving it, rightly so as well. You need to be sure, you need to kind of sort of give it time, and then you can go on to base 2 and then kind of base 3, and then things kind of sort of get easier. But there's a sense you do have a lot to give somebody, and I'm talking about within as well, about how you are, on different levels, like on an emotional level. And then we've got the 4 of Wands here as well, which is, this is very much a phase card. Okay, so it kind of shows, I don't know, the story of your life perhaps in the kind of last year or last 2 years. I mean, it comes in with the Lovers card. It's like sort of flash in the pan I get with this card, like something kind of happens, or you get some kind of interest, and then it kind of sort of goes away, and sometimes it may be a little while, sometimes a little longer, but there's a sense of it kind of sort of being flashes. I mean, the feeling I get here really so far is you're kind of not ready. I know there's a kind of want in there, and that's kind of what you want, but you can change your mind, and you can go from one stage to another, but there's a strong sense of not being ready, or I certainly feel this in regards to the past, but of course as time goes on and on, then you're going to be more and more ready. Okay, but I just feel this time, perhaps over the last 2 years, you haven't quite sort of been ready. There is a feeling that when you're ready, you will also meet someone who's ready as well, and then you will both be ready, and then of course you'll come together, and I feel sort of like complement each other. Okay, it's very much like 2 halves of the same heart, kind of sort of becoming one, and that's kind of where I feel you are kind of now. Okay, and then we've got the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, which so let me show you the sort of 4 of Wands, that one there. Okay, it is numbered 4, and 4 is very much about stability as well. We've got a 4 on the Pentacles as well, so there's a sense of things becoming kind of more secure for you as well. Then we've got the 8 of Pentacles, and it shows the need to work on something. Okay, certainly in a sort of practical sense. It's saying that it may be fine on other levels, but things will need to be worked on, like in a sort of practical level, where things need to be kind of sort of worked out, and kind of sort of compromised. But it also talks about practice makes perfect, and practice. Okay, in the sense like the sort of the more effort you put in, the better it's going to get. But there's a sense of you working towards something, because if you look at the card, it shows someone working on a pentacle, and it's going up a tree. So in a sense, it like kind of forms a ladder and kind of sort of takes you somewhere sort of new. But I think what it's saying is, like, within a relationship, things do need to be worked on. Okay, there's a sense that I don't know, just think things don't kind of fall into place. Certainly in a sort of practical sense, because we're on the earth plane, and things need to be worked out. Even though on other levels, like emotional level or perhaps a spiritual level, there could be like a sort of connection and sort of chemistry sort of straight away. Okay, with the 9 of Wands here, I'm still feeling that you have been on hard ground. There's a sense of looking back a lot. If you have a look at the person on the card, they've actually got sort of a bandage around their head, which can indicate this kind of sort of psychological hurts which you've kind of sort of been through. You look back sometimes, you focus perhaps on sort of negative emotions kind of sort of attached to that. But if you actually have a look at the person, they're actually holding a stick, and then behind them is actually some sticks in the ground. So it can seem like you're in a prison, kind of feel trapped at times, and feel like you're getting nowhere, if you like. Okay, there's also a feeling you don't know what you're kind of sort of doing wrong. But as I feel with the other cards, I just feel you haven't been ready, not fully ready. I know at times you feel ready, and then something happens, and then you don't feel ready. But you do get to points where you do want someone so much, and then you kind of sort of move away from that. But there is a sense of kind of like a coming together where where you've fully, wholly want someone to come into your life, okay, and that's kind of where you're at now, okay. It's still a sort of element of looking back at times, but there is a gap appearing, okay, because there's like a gap between two of the kind of ones here, okay, so it shows some kind of opening for you and kind of sort of moving forward. But if you look on the other side, it's kind of flourishing, okay, so there is someone out there for you, okay, someone who's ready as well. There's a sense of things opening up, and kind of flourishing countryside shows something special. Okay, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles is very much, well, in one sense it's about a divine wish being granted. So maybe you've been putting out your kind of wishes, your kind of hopes to the universe or to the angels, and there's a sense that these have been listened to, and then you're kind of being sort of guided in the right direction around this. It also talks about more security coming your way as well, so it's essentially you feeling more secure you know, in your life and about what's going on around it. But it also, there's a feeling there's someone coming in who's going to make you feel more secure, and someone who's able to offer you that security. Because the next two cards, they look a bit more forward, okay, but which is the Sun card and the Hierophant card, okay. Both of these cards are known as the marriage cards, okay, so it does talk about you sort of getting married in the future. The Sun card in itself, okay, is the best card in the pack, okay, you can't get a better card. It's very much the card of sort of happiness and kind of sort of bright happenings, so it shows sort of brighter times coming up for you, okay. It's a sense of things kind of coming together, and you get into a stage where you kind of sort of feel ready, and then you meet someone else who's ready, and it's very much a feeling like you know, you're putting out your thoughts for someone, and then someone else who you know is putting their thoughts out for someone like you. So as a sense, your paths will kind of sort of cross, okay, because you'll both kind of sort of be ready for something, where in the past I just don't feel that, okay. There's a lot of wanting, yeah, at times, but and then you kind of sort of drift away from that and then do something else. But it's essentially you get into a stage now where not wholly, but wholly want someone, okay. You feel you know, you want to make your life complete, if you like, which is shown by the Eight of Cups as well earlier. Okay, and as I said, you've got a lot to offer someone, as you know, as shown by the Page of Pentacles. Okay, and then the Hierophant card, that's a major card. In fact, the last three cards are major cards, okay. The Sun card, the Hierophant card, sorry, not the last, sorry, the Sun card and Hierophant card are major cards, okay. We also had a major card earlier with the Lovers card as well, and also the Chariot, okay. So certainly, you know, in the future it does talk about, if you like, major issues, but in a positive sense, and also major changes as well, okay. So it's a sense of things starting to open up in your life, and I'm being drawn back to, if you like, the Nine of Wands, and there's a sense of you turning around and looking forward, okay. I do get a man here, he's shown by the King of Cups. Okay, King of Cups is sort of mature, so I'd say probably someone older than you, someone who's very much perhaps in touch with their feelings, someone who can be sort of emotional at times, someone who can be gentle, and it's very much the type who kind of rules with their heart rather than their mind, okay. So I just sense them sort of being very sort of gentle and sort of kind in nature. You know, I do feel them perhaps sort of around you now somewhere, okay, somewhere kind of on the like on the outskirts, you know, perhaps like thinking about like the M25 or something. They're kind of somewhere there, but kind of on the outside somewhere. But there's certainly a kind of interest there, okay. And then with the Hierophant card as well, there's something about them being, I don't know, some kind of teacher or something like that. Because this card is very much about sort of teaching. It also has a key as well, okay. It actually shows the Hierophant card. He's actually holding the key there as well, okay. So there's a sense of this person being sort of around you somewhere now, perhaps somewhere in your kind of circle of friends, or someone you associate with in some sort of respect, okay. But there's a sense of this person sort of being around you. But certainly looking forward, the Sun card and the Hierophant card does talk about something sort of more serious. It can talk about, if you like, sort of marriage. So it's a sense of them not being in it for the short term, but wanting something a kind of sort of bit sort of long term. So I suppose in summary here, I would say that you haven't been ready. I think that's probably the kind of sort of main reason, because if you're ready and then someone else is ready, then you will meet. That's just the way things kind of happen. Okay, but there is a sense you get into a point now where you really do feel ready, and I do feel because of that you're going to start attracting people into your life who are ready as well. And as I said, I do feel someone around you who's kind of a bit older than you, as shown by the sort of King of Cups. Okay, well I think that's it. So have a good day. Bye bye.